Good morning, dear friends. Good morning for this Sunday version of this thing of ours. Let me explain something which is very interesting based upon my observation. When I start exactly on time, I get fewer viewers. When I wait, I get more viewers. Fact. Don't ask me why. Fact. Because sometimes people say, "Where is he? He's late." I'm late? I'm late? I'm late with what? What is this? What is this? What? I'm late. I love this. This is me coming on and talking whenever I want. I say, I think I'm going to be here at this time. Okay, fine. You're late. Are you investing in this? No. Again, it's the presumption. It's okay. I understand because people tend to be a little entitled. But I have found out it's an absolute truth. If you start on time, you get fewer viewers. When it builds up, did you know that when you issue how many videos you put out a day, when you put them out, and what time changes everything? Did you know that? Do you know the analytics on this? It's incredible. Your behavior is absolutely how do I say this? It is marked and calibrated like you can believe. So to answer your question, somebody says, "Where is he? He's late." No. Starting on time, I get fewer people watching. Because what's interesting is that the people who are later on are listening are not those necessarily involving themselves, because very very few people actually involve themselves in the live. I wish it was different. They don't respond to the live forms of this, which I think is interesting. Do you know that? It's absolutely true. There are certain things that I cannot tell you. The YouTube behaviors, you have no how people, things that I will never divulge, but things that I do not understand. How something will hit a nerve or something won't, and then people will say, it must be the thumbnail. It must be the time. It must be the subject, must be the tags, must be this. I don't know. There is an absolute science on the part of YouTube. And by the way, live streams, for the most part, if you watch a live stream, I've watched so many people. And the first thing they tell you, the first thing I notice is there is nothing different about their live stream and a regular interview. Have you noticed that? I'm not going to mention any names, but there's some very popular people that I like a lot. Have you noticed this? There's no difference. Today, our guest is whoever. I'm trying to think. I was thinking about Colonel McGregor, whoever does his email. He's busy. Okay. All right. Just want to know, okay, whatever. Anyway, I can't tell you the funny stuff behind the back. But to make a long story short, I'm watching this and I'll say, 9, 10, they'll count down and have a live broadcast, and they don't even make any reference to it. They don't even say, well, why is this live? What's the big deal? I guess people can talk to each other. That's the strangest thing too. And that's something people don't understand. With any group of people, you ever go into a classroom? Remember in college, you do a class for the first time and you walk in and there are people in the front and people in the back. The ones who show up way in the back, they don't want to, they're like nondescript. The ones in the front, different where you sit, the ones who are taking notes. And then when you do live, there are people who enjoy the live program at first, but also who enjoy the live, who enjoy the, how do I say this? The benefit. Let me give you an example before I forget. When I was a prosecutor years ago, there was this old man who came to the office, and he knocked on the door, kind of hat in hand, had a little hat. He says, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yes." I thought it was a victim. He said, "I was arrested for soliciting prostitution." I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I can't talk to you." Why? I said, I'm the prosecutor. You want to go to the public defender's office? He goes, no, 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 no. I don't have any money. I don't want to get a lawyer. I make too much money for a public defender. Why do I have to get a lawyer? And I thought to myself, he's absolutely right. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. I said, listen, I'm going to make you a deal, the same deal. I will, pardon me, I know this is so crude. By the way, these are the greatest thing. I have a piece of flaxseed. Thank you. You should floss. I keep these every day by the bed. And at night, I floss away. These are so great. Floss, floss, floss. It's connected with inflammation, heart disease, the whole bit. Floss. This thing, no. Those are the best. Placers or something they're called. I don't get any money for them. Anyway, make a long story short. So I'm sitting there, and I said, listen, I said, I'll make a deal with you. I said, but wait a minute. I want to get my partner at the time. I said, come in here. I said, I want you to listen to me tell him a deal I'm going to make. Because we're going to tell the judge that we talked to this unrepresented defendant. I'm the prosecutor. I said, you think should we give him Miranda? I said, well, I don't know. I said, well, he's not in custody. But what the hell? And I said, we've never given Miranda. We don't give Miranda. We're prosecutors. The cops do that. So how does that go? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say. And the old man knew because he watched, I guess he was at home watching TV more. I said, okay, you understand these rights? Great. I said, here's what you do. If you go and you join, if you were a member of this STD awareness class, if there is such a thing, if you can do that, go to this class, go to this awareness class. I don't know how many weeks it is, or then they give you a certificate. Give it to the probation officer, and they drop the charges like it never happened. What? That's what private counsel do. Why shouldn't you get the deal? Makes sense to me. And he says, I didn't know what a date meant. I said, what? He said, I was standing on the corner, and this girl came by, and she says, do you want a date? And I thought, because I'm a widow, I said, no. I said, please, sir, don't tell me the facts of the case. But it's true. I found out later on that he was standing on the corner. No, excuse me. There were two girls. One looked apparently okay. So they say, I didn't see any of these undercover cops. Excuse me. They're decoy cops. And no, that's not entrapment. So they're standing on the corner. One is they're stopping all the time. They are this woman is it's like chum in the water. This other one, and it was at a known prostitute place, Nebraska Avenue. Everybody knows it. And nobody. And her fellow cops were kind of laughing like, are you getting hot out there? I mean, she's walking up and down and nobody's biting. It was terrible. But this other one, So we had suspected that this one might have been a little overzealous in pulling the trigger when it came to identifying alleged offers to commit solicitation for prostitution. Excuse me. No, solicitation for prostitution. And prostitutes commit offers to commit Johns or solicitation. Okay. So we thought that maybe she was feeling a little left out. So she might have been a little overzealous. And there was a thing where when they didn't even, it wasn't mic'd, but when she puts her hands through her hair and gives some signal, the cops move in and arrest this poor guy. Face on the car. I mean, just horrible. Yes, so this guy is retired, old man, widow, calls his wife, his daughter from the jail. Honey, yeah, Pop. Listen, I've been arrested. What? For what's it called? Oh, solicitation of prostitution. What? Did you know a date isn't a date, but that means, oh my God. Poor guy's embarrassed. He said, I thought you wanted a date. And it really pissed me off. So I was more zealous to see this thing, turned on. The point of the story, they had this class and they would show up at some auditorium and people are in the back of the class kind of hiding their face. These are all people arrested they put them in one room and say, hey, isn't that, you'd be surprised who shows up. And everybody went to this class. And they show pictures of gonorrhea and syphilis and just terrible things. So he shows up and he's got something to do Tuesday nights or whatever it was. He's there and place is packed. And this is great. Kind of like you. There are it was something because many of you wonderful people are part of our family. You're here in the morning, like this old man. And he sits there and he's seen people embarrassed and he turns to this guy next to him and he says, I heard this because the coordinator told me, he said, did you know that a date doesn't mean a date, but it means, I know that. What'd they pinch you for? Pretty soon the guy's an expert at this. Yeah, I tell you what, I was. And then next Tuesday he shows up. This time he brings donuts because he's got something to do, kind of like you people, in a nice way. He's at this STD class, a part of with all these arrestees and showing these bad movies of the drip and oh my God, it's horrible. And this was pre-AIDS and oh my God, it was just one thing after another. Anyway, no, it wasn't pre-AIDS. Excuse me. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, it wasn't. Anyway, so he just loved it. It was his thing. He would go to Dunkin' Donuts. And they loved this guy. One day, after I forgot all about him, there's a knock at the door, and he's at the office. I said, oh, no, not again. Don't tell me. He goes, no. Don't tell me you're on any more dates. He says, no. He says, can you do me a favor? I said, what? He says, you know that certificate that they said completed? I said, yeah. Can I get a copy of that? Or can I get it so I can frame it? I said, sir, this thing says Joe, whatever, Schmeckley, successfully completed the sexual STD and sexually communicable disease class. It's not even a status certificate. It's just a piece of paper that I know. And he wanted to frame it. So I had to call this guy up at probation, get a copy of it. Guess what? Long story short, he ended up teaching the class. Got certified somehow. You don't have to have a lot of schooling to do this. And he went and he became like the guy. It was changed his life, like you people. So you people are here. Many, I love your names. We know who you are. You're terrific. You are there and you show up. And some of you are terrific. Some have something to say. Others don't. Every now and then we'll get some crazy troll who comes in who just is like off that chart, saying something that has nothing to do with, and it gives them, it's like their Tuesday night. I recognize this. It's a wonderful thing. You'll come in and sit and talk, just complete shite about nothing, but it's okay. My point is, I watch other people, they never even acknowledge you. They say, what's the point of you having a live broadcast if you're not going to say something? And they don't recognize anything. I mean, unless there's a contribution or a super chat or something, then and they don't even do that. They'll have like once a week, like, let's go back to our super. I don't understand this. What you're seeing right now is so important. You understand this? Look at this. Bro, you love each other. You become, look at our den mother. Look at Lizzie Solak. She runs the show. Starts off first and foremost, introduces the new inductees, sits them down. It's like a benevolent cult. It's a nice cult. Sit down. He's a little late. Look at this. Bustelo says, Lionel, I'm offended. You were the guest here. That's correct. If you don't have trolls, then you ain't truly made it. Oh, by the way, excuse me. The trolls are lame. These trolls are lame. So, I mean, every now and then, they're just not any good. Like they'll cut and paste something. I mean, it's stupid. It's dumb. You don't want to be obvious. One of the best trolls ever that people swear was true. They swear there's a document of it. I do not know. But I always hear this story. There was somebody called up Dan Rather. No, there was do you remember on CBS, Dan Rather, they had people behind you. You saw Dan Rather was at the desk, and in the back you saw people working at desks and doing, whatever it was. Kind of like the newsroom. It was a motif that was, I don't know if it lasted very long, but there was some particular instance where Dan Rather was here, and in the background, this is the story. I'm not verifying it, but I think it's funny. And he sees this one person in the back. I don't know who it is, a man, woman. So he calls up I don't know how he does it, but he gets to the CBS operations system on 57th Street. Between between 11 and whatever. It's right here. 60 Minutes is across the street. CBS is right there. And he calls up and he says, Can you get me to the desk? Okay, can you get me to CBS operation? Yeah. So they get a hold of me. He says, "Yeah, this is Floyd Murgatroyd, KCBS in San Diego. I'm running a light balance pattern and a Fisteris uptick. And I'm getting a 0.5 to a 0.7 max, and that's just whiting." He's making all this up. He goes, "What?" He says, "There's a woman. If you look at the scene right now, there's a woman. She's one of the workers. She's in the behind, rather to the left, screen left in the back. You see her? Yeah. Can you give me her number? Can you give me her extension? Because her clothing is affecting something, and I want to see if it's." And I don't know how he does it. This is the story. It's apocryphal. He says, "Yeah." He gets the number. As this is happening, you see this woman in the back. Answer the phone. She's like this. "Hello," and they couldn't really record it. But he said, "Yeah, this is Dick Merriweather, KCBS San Diego. Listen, would you do me a favor? Would you run a white balance on this one? Could you hold up a piece of paper? And could you hold up a piece of paper?" He goes, "Yeah." So she puts the phone like this. You know how you put the cradle the phone here? She's going like that. "Okay, can you hold it up?" "Okay, because I'm getting a balance on this." And Dan Rather, "On tonight in the Azores, rebel insurgents." And there's this woman in the back going like this, booming like. Everybody swears they have the video of it. Whether it's true or not, that is a troll. That's a good one. There's nothing better than to troll sometimes on social media. Somebody types something. "I think the CPAC performs a wonderful problem." What do you mean? "It provides a forum for conservative Americans." Why? And you see how far you go, who, what, when, where, why, and you see how much can you drag people into this, and how much time do they have to answer this anonymous person's. That's trolling. But the usual stuff is not trolling. It's not trolling at all. I'm sorry to tell you that. It's not trolling. Tonight, I went to the first time I've programmed the DVR in, cable DVR, and I don't know how long. Tonight is the Wendy Williams special documentary. I can't wait to see it. Did you know that I had this one internet thing, and for some reason the building went. It's like it's the lousiest modem speed. It's like 75. That's the best we have. That's the best you have. Well, for that building, it was wired for. I call this other carrier. It's like 580. You can't believe this. Whenever somebody comes over and says, "By the way, you got a phone?" "Yeah." "Do you ever do like fast.com?" I said, "Check this out. Look at the speeds thing." I didn't know it went that high. It's like 580, 600 megabytes. So I went and I actually was looking at DVR to show you how old it was, because I don't watch I don't watch it. I had programmed Tucker Carlson Tonight from Fox. Maria Bartiromo. I don't watch that crap anymore. So as I'm listening, the point of the story, as I'm listening, by the way, let me check something. Let me see if our den mother, Lizzie, how are we doing on the likes? I've got 186. I need 500 likes. What the hell's the matter with you people? What's the matter with you people? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come on, Bustelo, Brolon. Let's go, D-Staff. What the hell's going on? Are you liking this? Is this the troll? Is this how you do it? I don't understand what the hell's the matter with you. Come on, Jimmy Green, Don Sunland, Robin Hunter, Andy Carmen, the usual suspects. I know who you are. Carol. There's Wes Inman. Doesn't Wes Inman sound like a Ford dealership? That's right, Wes Inman Ford, right off of Route 72 in Saugerties. Wes Inman. We've been here for 21 years. Wes Inman. I'm in, man. I'm in. Stupid joke. Jen Madison. You heard about Jen, right? I know. Jen, do your magic. Come on, let's go. Come on. So I watched this morning a little bit of some CPAC thing. I almost threw up. Jim Jordan is so septically full of shite. That's our word. Scheisse. Merde. Merda. Mierda. There's all kinds of ways of egesta. He's at CPAC. Oh, you know what the latest one is? You ready for this? This is the latest bit of kind of like under the radar stuff. Lara Trump is pushing for VP. Well, in her dreams. And also she wants to be, so they say, Trump's +1 whenever Melania doesn't show up, which is always. If that's true, how creepy is that? Remember one thing about Trump. I love Trump. He's a great guy, right? Great president. But he's a sucker for fawning women. He is the biggest sucker. Carrie Lake. They just look at Dusty Saddles or whatever her name is. Dirty Rosebud or whatever her name is. The tramp, the trollop, the Meretrix, the Virago, Stormy Daniels. Look at her. How did you fall for that? Remember, what was her name? Magruder? Not Magruder. This was the other girl who was Playboy model, who was basically, her story was killed from, she looked more like the girl next door compared to this bowling alley cocktail waitress, with all due respect to bowling alley cocktail waitresses. But Trump's a real sucker for that stuff. He really, he is just, he believes in that fawning, especially women. I remember the night we saw Shmuley and Bobby Kennedy at the Glass House on, I guess, West Side Highway, right? Not too far from us. And there were women, I swear to God, if I said, I want you to cast for me a lot of fallen women, old truck stop prostitutes, over the hill, maybe even grandma level. Nothing wrong with grandmas. You can be a grandma at 40 years old, nothing wrong with it. But in stuff that's too tight. Have you ever seen women? This is so terrible. Do you ever see somebody who wears a dress that's please forgive me. Forgive me, I'm saying this, but it's true. Women who wear dresses are so tight. You see every dimple. I mean, it doesn't fit. There was the old joke. Now I know why they called it mooning. Look at all the craters. And you see this thing where it's like, what made people do this? Anyway, that's what we saw the night for Bobby Kennedy. These women were like in the front, salivate. I've never seen anything like this. Bobby Kennedy groupies with Shmuley Botia. What is going on here? I mean, this is, whoa. You've got Leo DiCaprio on, St. Bart's and all these fun. And then you got Trump. You got Carrie Lake. And then, is she anywhere? Do we know any status? Anybody? Glenn Colson, D-Staff. Anybody know what happened? Hot Packet from Rochester. Hot Pocket. Anybody know whatever happened? Any of you jadrules know what happened to her? To what? To Carrie Lake. Is she in or out? Remember that one? and we're gonna win. Are you still doing that? I can't follow this. I have no idea. How dare you, Lionel, put Carrie and Lara in the same league as women with no worth? They are extremely intelligent. Oh, come on. Get with the program, Angelica. Come on, please. These are opportunists. There's nothing special about it. Carrie Lake is so full of shit, it's not even funny. I've seen her speak. She was, and there I was, and I was making sense. And they came to me and said, we want you to, please. I saw her speak. It was all about her. And then we went to do this. I said, what are you gonna do for me, Carrie? I love your stuff. I love the fact that you're fighting to get your position like Trump. Every time, whenever we heard from him, all he talked about was, well, my latest courtroom. Carrie Lake has done nothing for me. What does she offer? Didn't she move into Mar-a-Lago for a while? Until she got the impression. When Trump's done with you, he's done with you. That's it. It's just, he's done. Nothing personal. He's done. And Lara, all she wants to do, she's married to poor Eric, who I think is the smartest one in the group. She provides nothing. Nothing. She's the one too. She wants to be some kind of glory hound opportunist. Listen, with all due respect, I'm voting for Donald Trump, not the family. Okay. Not that. All we know is we got Lara and I think Don Jr. is kind of quieting down, but he's ready to explode. And Kimberly's going to be, she's just ready. I'm still there. I'm still the fiance. World's longest fiance. I don't care about that. Stay out of the picture. We're not voting for you. We're not voting for them. And Jared, thank God, Jared took the high ground. Get the hell out of here. Get rid of Ivanka. Get rid of the crew. Get rid of them. And as far as Melania goes, make up your mind. Either you're in or you're out. That's it. Because when she shows up, people say, hey, that's right. Where's she been? It's like, it makes people. And then they drag poor Barron out. Look how tall he is. Would you stop that? I don't care about this. They're doing the same thing with you see where Melania or Sasha, I forget who was the one. She's dropped the name Obama. Who is the one who dropped her last name? The skin, huh? Melania Ann or something. She dropped her name. She wants to. Okay, fine. Look, leave the kids alone. Do me a favor with all you wonderful jadrules. I love you to death. Stop being such groupies with Trump. Stop falling for this stuff. Carrie Lake, Lara Trump, they've never offered anything. They're lightweights. They're lightweights. And speaking of lightweights, I was watching Jim Jordan this morning, and he on my loop. And what does he do? He provides this endless seeming. He's like a savant with and then 2020, it was Burisma. I said, would you stop it with this? Nobody cares about Hunter Biden. The world is falling apart. We got balloons. We've got Israel and Palestine. Nobody ever talks about that. That's the tripwire. That's World War III. You've got Russia, and nobody wants to talk really what's going on with Russia and Newland and NATO. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the borders. No, but there's Jim Jordan, and they bring him out, and he's talking about, well, we gave a subpoena. We got a subpoena to Fani Wilson. Let me tell you what Fani Wilson. Listen carefully. Break it off in her. I want her ground into dust. I want one Democrat, one person, just one, to feel the wrath of the Republican version of what the Democrats do all the time. I need 500 likes, folks. I got 291. What are you doing to me? You're killing me. Instead of defending Lara Trump, do me a favor and like this. She's so intelligent. Please. Listen, Lulu Roman, take it easy. Maybe it's sparse where you are. Maybe you've never seen an intelligent woman before, but that's not exactly a rarity. You want intelligent women? You ain't going to find them at CPAC. You're going to have stars. Hey, we're going to go CPAC. We're going to go to Ronald Reagan dinner. Only cost me $35,000 to get a box lunch and a picture of Ronald Reagan. And we got a Ronald Reagan impersonator. $35,000. I'm in the gold button section. Yeah, buddy. I understand Donald Trump might be, I don't know if he's going to become a buyer or not. What is the matter with you? Let me ask you, folks. Do you ever see a Democratic D-PAC or see? No. Did you ever? No. You ever have people? Do you ever have these fawning people like, oh, look, it's Jamie Raskin. Oh, doesn't he look great? No. No. Anybody do that? No. Anybody say, even, let me get my hat all right. Even AOC. There we go. Got to get this right. Even AOC. You ever see her? Nope. Do they have the deep end? Nope. No, only Republicans kiss the arse of these usual suspects. Oh, there's Vivek Ramaswamy. Isn't he great? What is the matter with you? Democrats don't do that. They just sit there and kick our ass every 4 years or every 2, and they indict everybody. They've got Trump left and right, $500 million a second in this. And what are we doing? Oh, there's CPAC. Oh, I got a selfie with Lara Trump. Oh, for Christ's sake, what is grow up? What is the matter with you people? You got to lose this fanboy stuff. This is like just called star effers, and we've seen them all the time. That is an actual term of art. Hang on a second right now. We're going to get to the good stuff. We're off to a good job. I like this so far. 625. By the way, I want to see some new meat. With all due respect, I love you. Don't get me wrong, but I want to see some new folks. Do me a favor, dear friends. Listen very carefully. Did Mike Lindell? That's my hero. Mike Lindell's my hero. This guy, you can't kill him. His past, his background, builds up a company. They threw everything at him. He's like Trump. Puts out the best. We're like a My Pillow museum here. You know what else they've got? For your pets. Slippers, moccasins, pet stuff, kid stuff, coffee, everything. Don't take my word for it. Listen to this great American. Well, it is time yet again, my friends, to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you'll get a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I know, a free gift. It's a tautology, so sue me. But first, please listen. What are we talking about here? Down comforters, flannel sheets, Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0 sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Literally name it. Items to help you luxuriate and relax. And they're monster sellers. Slippers. My slippers. That's right. Slip-ons, moccasins. Think about it. What do they do at My Pillow? They make things real soft and plush and comfy. How perfect. Now here's the link. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, or MyPillow.com /Solidus or Virgil /Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. And watch how fast Mike answers the phone. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, simply and absolutely the best. All right, my friends, look at this. I love this. Jeff Randolph says, has Lionel mentioned Fani yet? I'm watching it 2 times the speed. Nothing. What is the matter with you? What is the matter? Dear God. Fani Willis, as I was just saying, they ought to break it off in her. That's the old expression of the knife or the handle. They ought to do. This is, by the way, this is for, who said this, by the way? Oh, yeah, this is for Jeff Randolph, by the way. Got to make sure Jeff's happy. Jeffy, they have got her so nailed with Loverboy. Oh my God, they've got, this guy is there with this cell wolf, whatever it's called. Oh my God, it is the most wonderful thing. They've got him nailed. They've got him 35 times. And on one particular day, and from the story was so, you've heard this. By the way, watch this. Now, you've seen this. I'm going to say it again to you. The one that's the best video, which I really enjoy thoroughly, because I love this story, because just when I think, okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's, I think we've done this. We've had enough about this. Okay, fine. And then there's something new. There's something completely new. There's something brand new about this. Here's the one. This is for you, Randolph. Hang on a minute. Very good. That's it. Jeff talks slower. Look at this. Poot says, is Lionel mad at us again? Poot, do me a favor. Have a drink, will you? Take it easy. Have some crumb cake, or crumb cake, or Walter crumb cake. Have a seat. Relax. I love you people. I just told you. With all due respect, I love these folks. Look, you want to watch Judge Knapp? He's fantastic. Does he ever do this? Does he ever say, hey, there's Cliff Cleft? Never. Never. You could set yourself on fire and you wouldn't even notice it. With all due respect, I love that man. I love that man. I love that man. He just be careful. Stay away from the radioactive. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm leaving it at that. Leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to tell people what to do with their channels. He's a wonderful man. He has shown more guts. My point is, he doesn't do this. Look at this. Funky Gal Online says they are crooked. But will the judge do the right thing? He is compromised too. I don't know which judge we're talking about. Listen, as far as judges being compromised, let me talk about this Judge Engeron, since that's what you want to bring up. Number one. Well, you're probably talking about Fani, but let me talk about Engeron. Number one, he wears a pink or a purple shirt. A purple shirt under a robe? That should disqualify him right there. Purple. In a business suit, a purple shirt. What is this? What is this? Some kind of a weird Masonic? Oh, by the way, can I explain? Would somebody please explain? He's a Mason, 33rd degree Mason. Some Masonic evil. I swear to you, I do not understand the Masonic thing. I don't understand. Are they alive? What do these people do? They keep talking about the Masons. Okay, what do they do? No, I don't know. What do they do? Well, no, seriously, tell me, what do they do? Well, I don't know what it is. I don't understand what it is. Now, Fani is so toast, it's not even funny. Not even funny. There is this thing called, what is this called? Oh, I love this. AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Experts are split on the reliability of phone tracking. It doesn't matter. Oh my God. I love this. They're trying their best saying, well, Cell Hawk. Well, we don't know. Forget it. I never forget this. Let me tell you a true story. One time there was a case where they made a motion. Do you know that dogs, drug dogs and cadaver dogs and this dog? There's a lot of people who say, I don't know how accurate they are, but, So I don't know about accurate. These people, these dogs, I don't know how accurate they are. So where do we hear about those? In cases involving motions to suppress. Motions to suppress what? Motions to suppress drugs. And where were the drugs found? In the car. And who found it? Who alerted them? The dog. So let me get this straight. You're doing a motion on the reliability of the dog who found the drugs? A little mood here. So all I'm saying is Cellhawk may not be the best technology, but this guy's a lion sacco, you know what. And that's the way that goes, okay? Now, let me tell you this much. I got to tell you this story, okay? Please, Jeff, look at this. Jeff, I love that people say. Jeff Randolph, everybody. Jeff says, oh, he's on a tangent. No, Jeff, it's called conversation. Do you ever talk to somebody, Jeff, and say, oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, how's your Aunt Maxine? Tangent. Did you see a squirrel? No, I just wanted to ask about that. No. I'm Jeff. We talk about one topic at a time, right, Jeffy? Is that it? Cliff knows what I'm talking about. Hillbilly does. But there's Jeff. No, we talk about one subject. No. Don't talk about that. This one. Don't go on a tangent. Finish this subject. I thought we were having a conversation. We're not having a conversation. We're not. I'm running the show here. All right, Jeff. Jeff, if you don't mind, with permission, I'm going to move on. Now, Lizzie Solak brought up a case, which is interesting. She said, "Did you hear about New Hampshire banning chemtrails?" This is a story called Fact Check from Jody McCreary from USA Today. USA Today, the newspaper for people who don't like newspapers. This is from Jody, Joedy, Jody. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Here's Jody. By the way, let me give you this article here so you can play along if you're interested. Listen to this. Now, Jeff, we're gonna be moving on here, Jeff. Bustello, talk to Jeff. Robert, you okay there? How we doing on links? We're doing all right? There we go. Oh, 396. I'm at 700. Come on. What's the matter with you people? I need 500 minimum. You got that? Is that a tangent? It's a tangent. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, you triggered me, all right. You triggered me. Okay, listen to this story. Lizzie, this is for you. By the way, Liz Solak is the den mother. She's in charge. Prefect of discipline. Don't make her mad. She owns it. She runs this. A January Instagram post. This is from Instagram. It's called Fact Check from USA Today. And it starts off a January 22nd Instagram post. Shows contrails crisscrossing the sky beneath the headline of what appears to be a news story. Contrails. Now, right off the bat, McCreary is calling a condensation water vapor trail. He's confusing it with geoengineering, which he calls chemtrails. First sentence, you're fired. Fire him in a heartbeat. You don't know what you're talking about. Quote, New Hampshire becomes the second U.S. state to ban chemtrails, reads the headline of the article published by The People's Voice. I never heard of The People's Voice before, but it looks interesting. Yes, The People's Voice. Okay, this is kind of like, I don't want to say it's a lefty thing, but it's on Archive today. By the way, you know about Archive, right? Archive.is/ right before anyway. So let me continue. Let me go back to this one. So it says the post received more than 1,400 likes in 3 days. Our rating, false. There is no ban. A New Hampshire House of Representatives bill that would prohibit some forms of emissions linked to the baseless chemtrails conspiracy. I'm reading this. Has not been voted on or signed into law. The claim is based on an article published by a website that regularly publishes fabricated stories. And by the way, I'm Jody McCreary, and I'm from USA Today, and I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because you don't get to work for USA Today, the newspaper they give you free at hotels, the ones they slip on it, the newspaper for people who don't like newspapers. All they need to do is pass out coloring crayons and. Let me continue. No votes on emissions bill not signed into law. The Instagram post refers to a bill introduced by 2 Republicans in the New Hampshire House. House Bill 1700 will prohibit the intentional release of several types of emissions, including some linked to a debunked conspiracy theory. It's not debunked. Stop right there. Chemtrails is not what this is about. Geoengineering. Do me a favor, Jody. Go to any search engine, put in geoengineering. See Bill Gates, Harvard, MIT. Read about dimming. Just spend go to geoengineeringwatch.org. You know the story. Anyway, penalties would include a fine of up to $500,000 at least 2 years. Okay. But at the time of the post, no ban was in place. Lawmakers had not voted on the legislation, and Governor Sununu had not signed it, according to the Fast Democracy Bill Tracker. Okay. Fact check. No, the media did not admit governments are utilizing geoengineering technologies. Quote, It will be inaccurate and outdated if you report on the current version of House Bill, Kelly Potenza said in an email. The bill targets anyone who, quote, engages in a hazardous atmospheric activity or uses an unmarked or unidentified aircraft or other vehicle or facility to carry out stratospheric aerosol injection, geoengineering, weather modification, cloud seeding, or other polluting atmospheric activity. That's what it is. Geoengineering. There's the words chemtrails is not in there. It's solar radiation management, carbon dioxide removal. This has been around forever. Operation Popeye in Vietnam. The bill does not include the specific term chemtrails. That is correct, Jody. You are correct. And the reason why is because that's a layman's term. Nobody uses that term. That is used by, I don't know, other people. But Justin Mankin, the director of the Climate Modeling and Impacts Group at Dartmouth, said the intent of the legislation is patently obvious. Quote, it is intended to legitimize, through legislation, a fringe conspiratorial belief with no scientific basis that also happens to conveniently align with wider conservative skepticism about human-caused climate change from fossil fuel combustion and fears about governmental action to mitigate such damage. Do you read, just spend some time. The quote, chemtrails conspiracy theory claims that contrails, the white streaks of condensed water vapor in the sky that trail the path of an airborne aircraft or rocket, actually are chemical or biological agents released. Now listen, do me a favor. Let's just stop. And again, I'm going to give you this link one more time. Please read this for yourself. Read along. Come on. How much are they paying you to do this? Do me a favor right now. Jody, go to Google, put in geoengineering. Okay? And look what we got. What is this? Well, right off the bat, it says geoengineering is a term or a group of emerging technologies that could help reduce the effects of climate change. It's also known as climate intervention or climate engineering. There it is. It includes carbon dioxide removal, solar radiation management. As I said, Switzerland calls on UN to explore the possibility of solar. There it is. What is it? Geoengineering, Harvard University. Wikipedia, climate engineering. What is geoengineering? Oxford Geoengineering Program. Geoengineering Monitor. Is geoengineering the answer? It's all over the place. It's all over the place. They've got planes in there. Look at this. Geoengineering. Put Bill Gates. Just put that one. Solar engineering. Why Bill Gates wants it. Solar engineering. Climate scientists are far from why billionaires are obsessed with blocking out the sun. This is Time magazine. And it goes on, it goes on, it goes on, it goes on. Now, this is the part that I find so interesting. And by the way, I don't think anybody like Jim Jordan is going to be talking about this because for the most part, people don't really care about this. But this is an example of how when they get a hard on, pardon my French, against something, they begin to hate you and you're crazy and you're part of some right-wing debunk. It's not debunked. Chemtrails is like a word like anti-vaxxer. I don't know anybody who says, oh, I'm against all vaccines. I mean, maybe they're there. Or somebody who says more precisely, vaccines don't work. I don't know. Have you seen the latest Tucker Carlson interview with this vaccine fellow? This is pert near scary. So remember something, my friends. It's not the people that are the enemies are not the ones that have been identified as enemies, but the people who are from mainstream media. These poor, pathetic. Imagine going to work and you work for USA Today. And you're thinking, what am I doing? They got to give this thing away. Think about it. You ever go to, it's like, it was like CNN, they have to pay to go in the airport. I mean, I don't want people to lose their jobs, but it's just over. And they love this. You know what they are? Let me give you an example of something. And this is important. This is also very, very critical. I hope I'm not changing subjects for you. I'm giving an example now. Just saying, I'm giving an example. That's all I'm doing. There are professional atheists out there who hate God, hate your faith. They just Sam Harris, Daniel Dennett, Christopher Hitchens, Dawkins. Oh, is it Lawrence Krauss? These people who they hate God. They really have a problem with your faith. They have just terrible thing with, and they always they look at any, like for example, somebody suggested that I don't know if you saw this recently. I'm changing subject a little bit, just to let you know. A little bit, just a little bit. Don't worry, don't get scared. Don't get scared. It's kind of like explaining kind of a subdirectory, just so that you're following along at home. But there was MSNBC or somebody said that these crazy Republicans believe that God provides the natural laws. Anybody believe that? Do you believe that that our natural laws come from God? Yes or no? Look at this. Jerry says they're anti-Christian, posing as atheists. Yes. By the way, Jerry, no need to apostrophize, to pluralize. Just put an S at the end of atheist. There you go. Just saying. Don't know. You don't have to. Why this apostrophe S? Maybe if it's ATMs or something. All right. Anybody think so? Anybody? Yes. Raul Rodriguez, always a contrarian. He says, no, of course not. Oh, I believe it. Oh, I believe they have such contempt. But also, you know what? You're not going to hear him talk about Muslims. No. Jews? No. Bill Ackman will be on the, protesting your ass. You'll be called anti-Semitic, but anti-Christian, no problem. And anti-Catholic. Oh God, I've never met these people. I swear to God, these Catholics, altar boy jokes and priest jokes. I spent the bulk of my, since I was from kindergarten, grade school, high school with the Jesuits. And they have this thing about the Jesuits. They believe it's some kind of weird Venetian conspiracy or the Borgias or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they love saying it. They really, really love saying it. And it's bothersome to me. Very, very, very bothersome. It really is. And there are these people who just, I don't know what it is. They have this thing where they're just, I don't know what the word is. Say somebody hurt them. Somebody did something, which is the most, I don't understand it. They absolutely hate Catholics. I don't understand. It's like, well, then don't be a Catholic. Oh, no. That's my favorite. Oh, no, Catholics, they can't be priests. Oh, do you want to be a priest? No. Well, what are you worried about? Well, I'm just saying. Well, I don't understand. What are you worried about? So there are these people out there who absolutely hate and here is the thing. If you believe that our laws come from God, if that is what you believe, fine. This may come as a shock to you, but fine. So what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to. If that's what you believe, so what? Why is it that your faith bothers people so much? Your faith is something which is completely personal to you. I respect it. I believe in the First Amendment. First Amendment, number one. Remember, First Amendment, free speech, religion, free exercise clause, establishment clause, right there. They really cared about that. And even though most people who would be going after religion are talking about it at a much different level, certainly not from the legislative point of view, there's this hatred, this absolutely So I don't get that. So going back to what I was going to say initially, when I watched this horror show, CPAC, the Republicans are wasting our time. They talk about nothing of interest, nothing that I find of interest, nothing that warrants any amount of focus on anything. They are a waste of my time. Absolutely. They waste my time with such utter garbage. And they have this fixation on Hunter Biden. They have this fixation, and they love it. Jim Jordan loves to put out subpoenas. To be the real money makers are the process servers in DC. Well, let me tell you something, my friends. I've got news for you, and this is critical. I know exactly what needs to be done, and I don't know anybody out there who's even remotely interested in trying to get it done, because there are people, as you know, for reasons I don't understand. They have this crazy thing where they figure that somehow you spend nights worrying and thinking about this thing called, Hunter Biden. It's ridiculous. This is why they are a waste of time. And let me also tell you something. Tell the Lara Bushes and everybody else to stay home. And the Kerry Lakes, this is a waste of time. Okay? They're not stars to me. They're not the Monkees or the Beatles or whatever. I don't care who these people are. What are you going to do for me in the future of my country? If you think this is some kind of a beauty pageant, that's okay. I don't care. It's up to you. But what are you doing for me and my fellow Americans? Nothing. Are you going to be able to stand up to NATO? No, of course not. You're a sellout. And with all due respect, there is no difference between Trump and Biden when it comes to Israel, but Trump does at least show a reluctance regarding NATO. And let me also say something to clarify. My beef is not with Israel. My beef is not with the Palestinians. My beef was with this current policy of Bibi Netanyahu. That's the story. Complete. And so many people, he is absolutely at the nadir of favorability ratings in Israel. I mean, he's this far away from forever being booted out of office, if not indicted. So understand the difference. There's been a big obfuscation of you confusing anti-Semitism with this, and that's absolute nonsense. Okay? You understand that? You got that? You got that? Look at this. No difference. OMG. Listen to me. I don't know how to explain this thing to you, but let me see if I can explain it to you. Trump is not perfect. Trump does some things that what he did regarding COVID and vaccine was a complete cave. He knows it. He'll tell you the truth. He did have at least the correct way to look at our problems with basically throwing billions of dollars at Ukraine, which went right into the pockets of the military industrial complex. You know that, right? I hope nobody's getting upset over that. What he did, what he right now is going to lead this world into World War III. That's it. That is a tripwire. And let me tell you something right now. And I want you to tell me, listen to what frightens me. We got a lot of these foreigner types and these illegal aliens. A lot of them are from Venezuela. And every day there's a story about some poor nursing student, some mother of 3, some innocent person who's stabbed, shot, raped, dismembered by some illegal. And that's horrible. And that's terrible. And there are millions that are in our country. And that's a mistake. But there are folks right now, not lone wolf, but people, agents and operatives from Hezbollah, Houthis, Al-Aqsa Brigade, you name it, from various militias and groups from all over the place that are standing by absolutely ready to pounce on us. And these Venezuelans and Zeta cartel people, they may have fentanyl, but they don't have RPGs, IEDs, bombs. Because if you think that this is just going to end, I mean, do you know that Iran is just waiting? Soleimani, they're just waiting. Somebody somewhere has them under control. They're ready to pay us back for that one. You got me? They're ready. And if you think Hezbollah is a bunch of ragtag, I don't know what people think they're like a bunch of guys on white Toyota trucks. No. We have done more to incur the wrath, not of the Palestinians, but the entire Gulf states. Turkey is ready. We have no friends. We have no friends. And when Pops walks away with his son, who will not be indicted, not be charged, no matter what Jim Jordan says, or your girlfriend, Carrie Lake, or Lara Trump, or whoever these characters are, they're going to go and buy, and Hunter, and everybody, we're stuck paying the tab. And we have nothing to show for us. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't understand any of it. Nothing. Where is America? What is going on here? Nobody even talks about it. I guarantee you not one person at that stupid CPAC nonsense ever talked about what? How many? Let me just give you an idea of something. Right now we are looking at, this is 5 days ago, about 30,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since the war started. 30,000? Excuse me. Anybody want to talk about that? 30,000? Is Jim Jordan even, does anybody, yes or no? Do we care about that? Does anybody care about that? If Trump's elected right now, what is he going to do? Anything? Uh-oh. Lizzie Solak said we hit 500. Oh, my God. Did we ever? Lizzie, are you correct? We did. We hit 5. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you for that. Heck, Liz, you're the best. Look at, see how she does that? Does anybody think about that? 30,000? Anybody? Anybody care about that? Do you think that's important? I do. 30,000? Whether you like it or not, whether you say, I don't care, I can't find it on a map. During the Vietnam War, people said we were killing how many mil? I mean, the total count, I think it's about 1 million. But during Vietnam, and it's hard to say, is that from 55 to 75 or 1 million? It killed 1 million people. 1 million. And meanwhile, we're arguing, no, that our laws come from God. What do you think God thinks about that? What do you think about God thinks about our killing people? Anybody talking about that? No. Is Jim Jordan talking about that? Is Vivek Ramaswamy? No. Lara Trump? No. Don Jr.? Nope. Anybody else? Carrie Lake? Certainly not. Because Nikki Haley just wants to get on those boards. So I don't know about you, and I'm not necessarily, I'm kind of irreligious, but 30,000 killed? Have you seen pictures of these kids? I told you what I want to do. I want to have a picture of this one kids pulled out of rubble, grieving fathers, kids dead like that in a collapsed building, gray, holding up like floppy dolls. Look at this as a human being. 30,000? What is going on here? Nobody's even talking about it. They're worried about, well, did you say something anti-Semitic on the steps of Columbia University? And Claudine Gay, did she plagiarize? Excuse me, what? Wait a minute. Pardon me if I don't give a damn, but I don't give a damn. What does that have to do with anything? So let me tell you something. I may be changing the subject, and I may be on a squirrel tangent, but you listen to me. We're in a world of hurt here, my friends. And I don't know what we're talking about, but like I told you before, Democrats don't have DPAC. They just get things done. And if you think that Trump's going to march in there, and every time people like Jim George say, oh, no, we got it, I'm thinking, you dumb son of a bitch, don't tell people that we've got it, because they might just think that, well, there's no reason for me to, say anything or do anything. No reason for me whatsoever, because he's got it. So I was going to vote, but if he's got it, they don't need me. That's how these people think. That's it. That's it. Hope that wasn't too hard on you. Do me a favor, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Lynn's Warriors, incredible. Just watch these interviews in particular and her comments. They're just, you can't believe what's going on. And also follow her on Twitter at Lynn's Warriors, Lynn's LYNNS_Warriors. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. Let me leave you with this. Remember this. By the way, I don't know. We're not going to be doing 7 tonight because Mrs. L and I have an engagement. So it might be earlier. So you better subscribe. You better make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, because if we all of a sudden say, oh, we got to do a live one, I want you to be able to know about this ahead of time. And if you're notified, unless they don't cancel that, because that's been known to happen, make sure you do that. Okay. It also helps tremendously with getting our word out. That's all. Because if you probably have noticed, I'm not a Republican. And I think these people are full of it. And I'm sure as hell not a Democrat. And what am I? As Balzac said, anybody whose name is Balzac, I think is okay, is I'm a member of the opposition. I'm the opposition. So no matter what you're talking about, I'm the opposition. Okay? All right, dear friends. Have a great, glorious day. Thank you so much. Lizzie Solak, our team leader, and Den Mother, thank you so much. Thanks for your support. See you later. Might be like 5 o'clock, maybe. 5, might be. I'll figure it out. What do you think, 5 o'clock or? Anyway, I think 5 o'clock. Maybe. I'll see. It depends on this thing. We're going to do this thing. Anyway, have a great and glorious night. Oh, by the way, set your DVRs or whatever tonight. Watch this Wendy Williams special, because conservatorships and guardianships, the abuse in this country, are rife. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much. To the Jadruls, all of you, I love you. You're terrific. Thank you for making this live. Thank you. Jimmy North, thank you. Mercy Choke, Funky Gal, Sarah Ratliff, Joe Lacey, everybody's there. Joe just says, fluffer. I think you mean flubber. Don't know about that. Or maybe you mean fluffer. Fluffer is a different term, as you know, as well. All right, dear friends. See you later. Have a great and glorious day. And comment as you see fit.